Hello and welcome back to Bobbin's Minecraft Let's Play featuring the Hoarder's Delight mod pack by Nicole BW. I'm Bobbin and you're watching episode 2. In the last episode I said we'd have some diamonds before the end of the episode, but my mining pick broke and I didn't actually get any. However, I have been mining between episodes and I now have 13 diamonds as well as quite a few other resources. The other thing I have been doing between episodes that actually took a lot longer than the mining was I have been collecting things that we're going to need for growing crops for Chapter 2 of the quest book, The Hoarding Food. There are a lot of these crops that have to be grown, and I've just been going through and picking out the ones that we're definitely going to need. From vanilla, we'll need cocoa, carrots, potatoes, sugarcane. From Harvestcraft, we're going to need all these different things. I guess I got some vanilla seeds in there somewhere. Some of these things come from specific biomes and they're a little hard to find. This particular world, in the neighborhood around this spawn point, is all very dry. You've got deserts, you've got savannas. There are just a few patches like this one of plains, and off in the distance over there, I think if we could see it, there's a forest. But it's not very much. Most of it is all desert, and a lot of it. And so I had to do a lot of hunting to find some of these things like lemons and limes and bananas. I actually made a boat and went across the ocean to get far enough away to find the stuff. It took a long time. There are also some other things we're going to need that are not specifically for food. We're going to have to grow 1,000,000 pumpkins because there's a quest for that. We're going to need 1,000,000 oak planks, so we got to have oak saplings. We got to turn in 128 dark oak saplings. When you first start this quest journal, you get 4 saplings, and I planted them, and there's the tree right there. Unfortunately, in my experience, you often chop down this tree and you don't get 4 saplings back, and at that point you're kind of stuck. But I did run into a roofed forest biome, and so I went ahead and picked up 25 dark oak saplings. I don't think we're going to have that problem. I got some jungle saplings, which aren't necessary for in and of themselves, but they produce jungle wood, which we're going to need as a medium to grow cocoa beans on. You can see my cocoa beans have been growing nicely there. Um, Rubber, we're going to be using Mine Factory Reloaded quite a bit, so we're going to need plastic from the rubber trees. There's also a quest to turn in 100,000 rubber bars. Uh, Candleberries. This is one of 2 ways in Harvestcraft to produce wax for candles. We've got to make 100,000 candles, and I'm probably going to use this way. The other way is with bees, but I have not found a way to automate the apiary yet, so I'm probably not going to use the bees. That's also going to mean that there's one of the cooking quests that I can't do. If anyone knows a way to automate this apiary, let me know. I'm finding that the only way to operate it is to manually place the bee in the correct slot by hand. Mushrooms, we don't really need them for anything except for the Botania quests. They're involved in making Rune of Earth. It doesn't matter if you use the brown one or the red one, but you've got to have one or the other, and we're going to have to grow a lot of them. Cactus, one of the quests involves cactus green. Um, it's one of the food quests actually, so maybe that should be up here. But we got to have cactus. Some of these other things are sort of just nice. The blueberries from Natura are far more productive than the ones from Harvestcraft, so we'll be using those bushes. And then the cotton, I will almost certainly be using cotton for string and wool. So in this episode, I want to start using these and grow a little farm. Early on, it's not going to be our make or break on getting these things done in time, but I do want to get some more seeds, and I think one of the early quests might... Sugarcane will get us paper, and obviously wheat seeds will get us more wheat seeds. I think I've already got enough, but I'm not going to turn that one in just yet. I may do it at the end of the episode. But I am going to get some of these crops going, and I have cleared off a little bit of space up here. You might notice that this hill is shorter. I've cleared off a little space here to start a couple of fields. So let me start, because I'm going to need to water them, by making a bucket. And to do that, I'm going to have to smelt some iron, which I actually think I might already have. Let me go ahead and dump this all in there, though, to get that started. And all of this processing equipment can be busily working while I'm doing that. I do have iron for a bucket, so let's go ahead and make one. And grab our trusty diamond hoe. You can see in here that I've got a lot of stuff that I've picked up along the way. I picked up and grabbed everything I could find. One of the things that I grabbed, I guess, do I not have enough of those? I thought I had 128 poppies, but I don't see them there. Let's take a look. Maybe I don't. I do want 128 poppies because one of the quests that I'm going to turn in today, I hope, is this one right here, because it gives this watering can, which is a very nice reward that will help us a lot with getting some of our crops growing. So let me go ahead and get some water over here. And head up here. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not quite wide enough. So I'll drop the first one there. And I'll start out with some wheat and some cotton. Tilling the earth. Like I said, none of the stuff that we get from here will make any big difference in the long run. We're just going to increase the seeds, and that will make it a little easier once I get the real fields in to get started. When you need 500,000 wheat, which is definitely less than what will actually be needed, then this little bit of small handful of wheat is just not any real impact. And one of the things that was provided in the early quests was some steak. You do need food in this mod pack, even though it's on peaceful. But the steak will last quite a while. I've gone through quite a bit of it. That is because I was using Vein Miner, and Vein Miner takes a lot of food. And we're planting the cotton. Alright, 2 more slots available to put something in. Let's just go for, how about pineapples? That sounds good. These pineapples came from a swamp biome, by the way. That is one of the biomes that can produce tropical gardens. Alright, we got some light on it. Probably not enough in the middle here, but it's some light anyway. Now, the other seeds that I got that are actually some of the most important of them all are not seeds at all. I'll have to craft them. And I think I can craft, we'll do that many. This stuff right here, Minicio essence, is from Magical Crops, obviously. This is used to produce seeds that you can use to grow resources. And there are a lot of them. And some of them are basic resources like iron. I'm probably not going to grow a lot of iron. Iron is probably better gotten from the ground in this particular pack anyway. But some of them, like, let's see, Indurium essence. Indurium is fairly tough to make, but here you can just grow it. So you make 4 ingots and you craft the seeds, which are right there, and this is the recipe for them, and you can do it. These require a lot of essence though. The purple ones require for the blue ones, and the blue ones require for the yellow ones, and the yellow ones require for the orange ones, and the orange ones require 4 of the basic green ones. So that's a lot of essence that we're going to have. So the very first essence seeds we're going to start with here are, I guess I didn't need to do that. If I remember the recipe correctly, there we go. These. There's no special soil for these. I know in some mod packs you do require special soil for them. In this one you don't. Let me get some more water. Ah, the rain. It's always raining on me in Minecraft. I'm here right next to a desert, and that is where I'm going to build my base just to avoid the rain. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were to put it right there, it's not quite where I need it though. Maybe there. And if I have to, I'll just pile up some more blocks somewhere. And it's still not right. Alright, Bobbin can count. But I will need to put some blocks down there to size up this field completely. Now these plants will yield more seeds. The drop rate is not high, but I will get more seeds, and eventually I'll be able to fill this entire field. Once I get the watering can, that will be even faster. So maybe let's dirt from over here. And that will square up that field. Alright. this away. Probably need to put all this stuff away. This is my other harvest craft stuff. You know, I was thinking it might be entertaining to try and make 100,000 of all of the harvest craft foods. But then I was thinking, you know, that's probably even more ridiculous than making a million magnet torches, because that would just take forever. And I don't have room for all that stuff in there. Maybe if I make these back into blocks. I still don't think I'm going to have enough room, and that won't even fit in there. I'll just stick it in here for the time being. Alright, I've got that going. Let's look here in the quest journal. I'm going to need to find some more poppies, it looks like. I thought I had enough, but I don't. Sugarcane paper. Let me grab that. Don't need a field for that. I'll just plant it along the water here. And since it's evidently going to be dark and rainy, I guess I'll put some torches down, get this growing. And the more of it I put down, the faster I will get 2 stacks for making paper with. Alright, so that's all of it. I'm also going to need to get my dark oak saplings from this tree. Let's try... I want to make sure that I do get all the saplings from it, so I'm going to cover over some of this area near it where they might fall into the water and I might not see them. Alright. Vein miner works on trees too. So, there we go. And we got lots of saplings this time, so I guess I didn't need the extras. But they won't hurt, because I can plant multiple trees. And that'll get us along that quest a little sooner. That should be enough for now. Let's go ahead and go for strawberries, the rice, the leeks, peppers. Now on most of these crops, you don't have to plant the seed. You can convert any of these into a seed just by combining them in a crafting grid, but most of these you can just plant straight on the ground, and you don't have to do that. Rice looks like it's an exception, but I think you can plant rice on the water too, which, maybe you can't. The machines will do it, but maybe you can't plant it on the water yourself. Um, and when you harvest these, one thing that I would suggest is that you right click on it and try to pick it up rather than breaking the block, because if you break the block, there's a chance you could lose your seed as well as not get any produce from it. If you right click, you will always keep the plant on the ground, and so effectively you're keeping your seed, and that's one way to avoid having to go hunt these things down again. Zucchini, carrots. I'm going to plant carrots because one of the quests is to get some pork chops, so I'm probably going to breed some pigs. Alright, we've already got some cotton. Our first 1/3 of a piece of string. And I didn't have any in there, that's interesting. Let's see how this is coming along. So I do have some ore dust here. Remember that I'm just manually moving these things for now. I am going to take the ferrous metal and go ahead and make some invar out of it. So we'll just put all that in there. And I guess the next thing on the agenda is going to be to go hunting for some more poppies. However, I think I'll try to find them while I'm looking for some animals, because I'm going to need some animals. I need at least... Is a stick the right thing to do? Probably not. Let's see what I need here. String. I don't have any string yet, so I can't make this. I do have seeds, so I could bring a chicken over. One of the early quests is to make cakes, so I will need some eggs. I do have a few. Chickens drop plenty of eggs, and even feathers without killing them, because we've got Botania installed here. So I guess I'm gonna, I'm gonna wait till I get some string to go and find some pigs and some sheep. But I can go ahead and make some fences. And that's going to be those special Natura fences. I'm not so sure that I really wanted those, but they'll do. Alright. So where should I put chickens? I'm taking this area up with trees. Let's just put some chickens over here. Probably just put all of my animals in one pen for now. And it's time to go find a chicken. I know there are some around here. I've seen them plenty of times. Hey, there's one right there. In fact, there are a couple right here. Let's just see if I can get several of these chickens. Come over here, chicken. I can get 2 of them. That's enough. Get them over here. And just... there they go. And why not? Let's see if we can get another chicken. I love how chickens in Minecraft have both live birth and eggs. It's just amazing. So 31, is that more or fewer saplings than I started with? Looks like I gained 7 saplings. So I'm going to have to do this quite a few times to get enough saplings to complete that quest. But it's a start. Potatoes, pumpkins, carrots. I'm keeping the essential stuff separate in terms of seeds, separate from the rest of it. I did have to create a few barrels to start storing things in. Barrels are not going to be nearly big enough without just tons of upgrades once this thing gets really going, but they work for now. I guess it'll go in there. I've already got too much stuff for the amount of inventory space I've got available. Anything mature besides cotton? Cotton's growing nicely, but so far it seems to be the only thing. So, which one did I put the cotton in? There we go. 5 cotton. So I need 12 cotton to make a lead. And I need a fence gate. But I will do that between episodes. Once I get enough cotton, the next thing I'm going to work on, other than a lead, is going to be X** sifting. If we come over here, this sifter has a lot of different recipes. We are going to need some Invar, some string to make this bit, and some electrum to make a gear. I guess, do I have any, it hasn't ground up any gold and silver yet. When it does, I will make sure to make some electrum. With that, I will be able to start automatically sifting sand, gravel, dust in order to start getting metals. And that'll be the beginning of the real production here. The other thing I'm going to have with that is a cobble gin. I will probably use and I may go ahead and build some of these machines between episodes because we're about to the wrap-up point here. I will probably use thermal expansions, igneous extruder, and pulverizer to do that. The pulverizer generates gravel from grinding cobblestone. The sag mill can also grind cobblestone, but it generates sand, I believe. And I don't really want the sand as the first step. I want the gravel. Because with gravel I can get things like diamonds and emeralds and a few things that you just can't get from sand or dust. I don't think that the sand actually generates anything useful. I think that, well, it generates useful stuff. It doesn't generate anything unique that's useful. So I think most of the grinding that I do will actually be with the goal of producing dust and gravel, at least in terms of sifting. I will need lots of sand because these quests are just going to take tons of glass. But um, we'll get started. I'll get started on some of that stuff between episodes, and when I see you next, we'll get ready to start building some stuff. Hopefully some crops have grown, and we'll start assembling some more machines. Still won't be ready for the final base, but we'll be starting to get some of the materials we need to get started with it, and hopefully just in another couple of episodes, we'll be ready to start our big factory. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.